Baby was once predicted to be one of the biggest breakout rappers of his generation. He had the talent, charisma, and a unique style that caught everyone's attention. For a time, it seemed like he was going to rise to the top of the music world. But sadly, things didn't stay on track, and his career began to fall apart. He made a series of bad decisions that led to his downfall, from struggling with creativity to upsetting his female fans and ruining his chances of breaking into mainstream pop music. The year 2019 marked the beginning of his rise. His song "Shug" became a top 10 hit, and he released 2 albums within that same year. His debut album, "Baby on Baby," was well received, and his second album, "Kirk," continued his success. In fact, "Kirk" was both a commercial hit and personal victory. Songs like "Bopped" went viral, and his 2020 track "Rockstar," taken from his third album, went all the way to #1 on the Billboard Hot 100, staying at the top for a record-breaking 7 weeks. At the start of his career, most people saw the Baby as a talented rapper who had a lot of potential. He wasn't flashy or overly complicated with his music, but his personality and stage presence shone through. He knew how to grab attention with his natural charisma, which made him appealing to a wide range of listeners. His style was reminiscent of older successful rappers like Ludacris and Nelly, both of whom had a strong connection with their fans and were known for their fun, accessible music. The Baby seemed to be following in their footsteps, with a sound that could easily appeal to both rap fans and pop listeners. And this voting was popular after I used the music from both rapperies and pop listeners. But everything began to change in 2021 after an incident during his performance at the Rolling Loud Music Festival. While on stage, the Baby made some offensive remarks that quickly became the center of a public scandal. He made insensitive comments about people with HIV/AIDS and made crude jokes about the LGBTQ plus community. His words were hurtful and the backlash was immediate.
You didn't show up today with HIV, AIDS, any of them deadly sexually transmitted diseases that'll make you die in 2-3 weeks. Put a cell phone light in the air. Lady, if your pussy smell like water, put a cell phone light in the air. Fellas, lights up. Fellas, if you ain't sucking nigga dick in the parking lot, put your cell phone lights in the air.
Instead of acknowledging his mistake and apologizing, the Baby doubled down on his comments, causing even more damage to his reputation. The backlash from the Rolling Loud incident was severe, with many people calling for his career to end. But the controversy didn't stop there. The Baby had built a reputation for being involved in various violent altercations, many of which seemed unnecessary. Although some of his actions were deemed self-defense, others appeared to be completely avoidable. One such incident occurred in 2020, when reports emerged about the Baby's crew allegedly assaulting and robbing a music promoter in Miami. The promoter had only paid him $20,000 of the $30,000 he was owed for a performance. This only added to the growing list of controversies surrounding the rapper. There was also the time during his up-close and personal tour when he slapped a female fan who was trying to take a video of him. He claimed she had her phone too close to his face with the flash on, which angered him enough to strike her. The crowd booed and he left the concert without performing. He later apologized, saying that he would have reacted the same way whether the person was male or female. Many people felt that his reaction was too extreme, and there was widespread criticism that he didn't handle the situation better. It seems like he had a habit of letting his temper get the best of him, and this only added to the growing concerns about his behavior. So many reasons he was. I think it was one of his brilliance, whys, that he was. In addition to these incidents, the Baby's personal life also became a source of drama. His relationship with the mother of his child, Dana Lee, was frequently in the spotlight. The couple had a tumultuous relationship filled with public disputes, which only added to the negative attention surrounding him. All of these controversies seemed to overshadow his musical talent. While he'd once been praised for his charisma and potential, it became clear that his actions were starting to hurt his career. The more he got involved in physical altercations, made offensive comments, and ignored the advice of those around him, the more his fan base began to shrink. The Baby had all the ingredients to become a massive star, but his personal issues and poor decisions prevented him from reaching his full potential. His initial success and his ability to connect with audiences were undeniable. However, the series of mistakes he made over time eventually turned fans away, and his career, once soaring, began to crash. The future that had once seemed so bright for the baby now seemed uncertain as he continued to face backlash for his actions both on and off the stage. Finally, Tom Ape has made some crucial plans to where the Road Call It show would briefly be held. Let's jump right back into things and talk about Tom Cavalieri. In conclusion, the baby's rise to fame was fast and impressive, but his fall from grace was just as swift. While his music initially gained a lot of attention, his actions outside of music, such as his controversial statements, violent outbursts, and negative publicity, damaged his reputation and career. He seemed to be his own worst enemy, unable to avoid self-destructive behavior. If the baby had made different choices, his career might have looked very different today. Baby's career took a sharp turn after a series of scandals, and one of the most talked about incidents involved his baby mother, Dan Lee. This event happened at a time when the baby was already under scrutiny for various reasons, and it only made things worse. Dan Lee claimed that the baby tried to kick her and their 3-month-old baby out of his home, leaving them with nowhere to go. When she didn't leave, the baby reportedly called the police on her. So this situation became a trending topic on social media, and many of his fans, particularly his female supporters, were turned off by the drama. The baby even broadcasted the incident live on Instagram, confirming that he was trying to kick her out due to issues with his other baby mother.
I'm very sorry that there was a female on the other end of that flashlight on that phone.
Danny Lee also had her own share of controversies, including accusations of colorism.
By this time, it's a well-known fact that male love female, I would have responded the same exact way.
And a DUI charge. But the focus of the public remained on the baby. His image as a ladies' man was a big part of his appeal, and he used that to his advantage in his music. But when he allegedly kicked out his baby mother and a very young child, especially in a situation where they had no other place to go, it was hard for fans to justify his actions. The public perception of him as a tough but gentlemanly figure was shattered, and they created a major stain on his reputation. Aside from the personal drama, the baby also faced commercial struggles. His album sales were starting to decline, and there were reports that some of his shows were being canceled due to poor ticket sales, sometimes only selling a few hundred tickets. However, what many people forget is that the baby's career was already beginning to decline before these controversies. Fans and critics alike had started to point out that his music was becoming repetitive. People said he sounded the same in every song, using the same flow and repeating the same topics. It became a popular opinion that if you had heard one song from the baby, you had heard them all. It seemed like he was stuck in a creative rut, and he didn't know how to move forward artistically. The music, which was once fresh and exciting, was starting to feel stale. The process leading up to the opening, Beck's Blue Storm tape, was starting to feel stale, and more people in it. As his music became more predictable, it only added to the negative opinion of him. His critics were growing louder, and they were right. His music wasn't evolving, and it wasn't meeting the expectations of his early fans. The baby became a victim of his own formula. Instead of pushing his sound forward and exploring new ideas, he kept sticking to the same blueprint. His albums were becoming less interesting, and his fan base started to lose interest. In response to all the negative press, the baby has tried to show more accountability for his actions and the mistakes he made. He's become more apologetic, acknowledging the consequences of his decisions. However, this has come too late for many people. While he did experience a small resurgence in 2023 with the song Shake 'Em, which became popular on TikTok and peaked at number 65 on the Billboard Hot 100, it didn't seem like he would return to the level of success he once had. His career had already suffered too much damage. He had burned too many bridges. One of the most significant bridges he burned was with Burger King. The baby had a partnership with a fast food chain, but after the Rolling Loud incident and all the controversies surrounding him, he lost that deal. He also missed out on potential opportunities in the pop world. He could have been a great feature artist for pop stars, but after his behavior, pop acts were much less likely to collaborate with him. He even severed his professional relationship with Megan Thee Stallion, someone who had become a close collaborator. The two had made multiple platinum-selling songs together and had great chemistry. However, the Baby chose to side with Tory Lanez, Megan's alleged abuser, which led to a breakdown in their relationship. It was a decision that many fans saw as a huge mistake, and it cost him a valuable connection that could have helped revive his career. Fast forward to 2024, and the Baby seems to want to make music with Megan again. This is something that could have happened earlier, but the damage was already done. Megan and other pop stars could have helped the Baby make a comeback during a time when his career was struggling. Collaborating with them would have allowed him to step outside of his own.
The type shit me and Meg was making before.
Yeah. Yeah.
Come home, baby. You ain't gotta be making all that lame shit with none of these other niggas. We can come get it in. Or we cannot.
Y'all make beautiful music.
I know how to talk that shit.
For lack of a better term.
Yeah.
Y'all like Jay-Z and Foxy Brown. I went too far?
Nah.
Sorry.
Nah,
that was accurate.
Do you?
Yeah, that was accurate.
Do you?
So I need to hear more Jay-Z and Foxy Brown. I need to hear more.
I'm open to it.
Yeah?
Yeah. So shout out to Meg.
Repetitive style and explore new soundscapes, which might have given him a chance to reintroduce himself to the public. He could have used those collaborations to work on rehabilitating his image and reestablishing himself as a respected artist. But the truth is, some artists are able to bounce back from controversies if their music is strong enough. Unfortunately for the Baby, his music wasn't able to carry him through the storm. The controversies surrounded him overshadowed his talent, and his music seemed to stagnate. He lacked the ability to evolve creatively, and his personal actions caused a lasting impact on his career. Although he still has a presence in the music industry, it seems unlikely that he will ever return to the same level of success he once enjoyed. In conclusion, the Baby's rise to fame was fast and exciting, but his fall from grace was even faster. His personal actions, combined with his artistic decline, played a major role in his career's downfall. While he tried to recover by apologizing and making a small comeback, the damage had already been done,